Did Cory the senator meet Chance the rapper?
We actually had a connection. I feel like I know him already. I've listened to his album so much.
You're like an actual big fan, not one of those pretend politicians trying to be
No,
cool
Coloring
deals.
Book, in fact, it became one of the big songs for the campaign, a number of the songs, and it's something I play because he's got a very soulfulness about him. He's a man of deep faith, and that really speaks to me. His song Blessings I must have played over and over again.
As a kid, what's the first concert you ever went to?
With my parents or without my parents? That's a big
either
deal.
one, whatever whatever.
So, without my parents, the first permission I ever asked was to go see Lionel Richie.
That's without your parents?
That was without my parents.
How old were you?
I was a sophomore in high school.
By the way, I went to see Lionel Richie when I was a sophomore in high school with my mother because she was the only one who would go with me.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. There's therapy for that. But my parents were really interested in exposing me as much as I could growing up to, you know, the best of black culture. And I still remember seeing The Wiz for the first time when it was on Broadway.
Yeah, right.
It blew me away.
Yeah.
Its songs are still a part of the soundtrack of my life. But my parents also took me to see things that were I believe in retrospect, maybe a little inappropriate.
Like what?
Like going to see Richard Pryor in grade school was probably...
Oh, yeah. Really? What year is this? What are we talking about here?
It's definitely probably the early 80s, Richard Pryor.
And you went to a Richard Pryor, like a real show.
You know, my father was a trailblazer. Both of my parents were... My father was the first African-American hired by IBM in the entire Washington, D.C. area as a salesman. And I would see him come home at night from, you know, work and just need to unwind. So he would put on jazz, he would put on gospel, but he'd also play great comedians, Red Fox and Richard Pryor.
Wow, those Red Fox albums are absolutely filthy.
It is.
And you would listen to
But you know what? They had a way of talking about race, about reality, and humor can heal. It could challenge you. It could take things and turn them upside down and actually expose new perspectives and understanding. So my brother and I used to sneak into the corner and listen to the albums, not letting my dad know we were listening. And
it's interesting because you, at the debate the other night, you said "dang nabbit" twice.
Yeah.
And apparently Richard Pryor didn't sink in.
Well,
even like Joe Biden, we'd be like, "Oh, this guy's old."
Yeah. Look, I was sort of like the opposite of my father. My father loved to drink and party and was a great guy, and I was this boring, straight-laced sort of...
You rebelled.
I rebelled in the opposite of my dad. And,
interesting.
You know, as a football player, look, I was a high school All-American football player. The older I get, the better I was, of course. And I would get teased by my teammates that I would, like, knock the snot out of somebody between the whistles, and then I would help them up and, you know, help them back, you know, to get their consciousness. So I was taught...
That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, I was taught you play hard, but you never lose that spirit of kindness.
Concussions, okay. Profanity, not.
No, definitely not. Look, if it's by the rules, I'll not...
Speaking of the rules and knocking the snot out of people,
Yes.
The debate the other night, I thought you did very well in the debate, and I thought it was a good debate. I think people talked about real things for once.
I think ABC did a phenomenal job. They should get a lot of credit.
I agree.
For
I think so, too.
How they handled it. They didn't try to just pitting people against each other. They tried to explore ideas.
I was curious, and I was wondering this when I was watching. What goes on during the commercial breaks? Do you guys talk to each other? Is everyone racing to the bathroom? What happens?
I, for the first time, had a race to the bathroom. And, you know, I knocked Castro over.
And then will you be like up at the urinal with like next to like Beto or something?
Yeah. Well, first of all, when Bernie goes to the bathroom, nobody goes. It's like, you know, like, Cory, wait your turn.
And then is it, do you talk afterwards? Is there a discussion of how it went?
I wish America could see that. All of us Democrats know that the differences between us are small compared to the gulf between us and the person that's in the White House. And there's a collegiality, and some of my closest friends in politics have been on the stage with me, from Kirsten to Kamala to Castro's a dear friend. So look, differences matter in this debate, but at the same time, we all feel that this is a moral moment in our country. And
are feelings ever hurt afterwards, after a debate? Do you get the sense? Especially between people who are colleagues, yeah.
Yeah, you have to ask other people. For me, not at all. I honestly, I came up through the toughest politics you can imagine. It was I beat a political machine.
New Jersey, yeah, right.
Jersey politics, machine politics. The documentary I mentioned called Street Fight, which really captured the thuggery, the violence. I had tires on my car slashed, windows smashed. My phones were tapped at one point. I came up through a really rough politics where it was dangerous physically.
And you live in a humble neighborhood currently in Newark.
Look, I am where I am today because after my parents in 1969 literally being denied the ability to buy a house in the community I grew up in, we had to get a white couple to pose as us. And I was raised by these parents who were unflinching, unequivocal about talking about hatred and bigotry and all of that. But what they also talked to me about was the people, in this case, a lot of white folks who went out of their way to do this scheme where they posed as my parents and ultimately for the house that I grew up in. They always showed it that this is not what defines us. What defines us is not the hate and the bigotry, it's how we choose to respond to it. And so my parents raised me to be someone who recognizes that everything that I have was paid for by folks who served, who sacrificed, who were there, and that should be your career. And so the first chance I got in law school, I said, I'm gonna find the toughest neighborhood I can find in the city I love, Newark, New Jersey, and moved into an inner city neighborhood and began as a tenants' rights organizer. Other people fought for my housing rights. I got to work fighting for people's housing rights.
Is it true that the primary reason that you're running for president is to give you an excuse to move out of Newark?
Now I feel like knocking the snot out of you because...
Please don't.
I have an incredible city, and we have this defiance about us, a defiant love for our community. We're showing America, now we have the #1 school system in America for beat the odds schools, high poverty, high performance, showing this country, no matter what zip code you're born into, every kid, if they have a great public school, can thrive. Newark kids are setting that standard. We took a city that for 60 years was losing its tax base, and we turned it around. Not only first time in 60 years, we're growing in population, more people are moving back, but we're just setting examples left and right. And part of the reason I got propelled to the Senate was because New Jerseyans recognized, wow, look at Newark. It's becoming an engine of economic opportunity. And so I'm running for president. I'm proud to be the only one in the Senate that lives in a black and brown, low-income community below the poverty line. But my neighbors know that we've done things together. We created supermarkets and food deserts, new housing, new schools. And so what pumps me up about this is I believe that there's no place in America where the American dream can't thrive. And I'm running for president. Yeah, temporarily I'll go to live in public housing in D.C.
Right. And then you'll go back.
But then I'll go back to my community because...
Well, I want to help you out because I feel like I have a gift, and that gift is catchphrases. So I've come up with some merchandise for you.
I'm afraid.
And don't be afraid.
My staff has already put "Vote Dag Nabbit" on the...
what do you think of this? No guts, no Cory.
I like that.
It's good, right?
I like that one.
Keep calm and Cory on. This is good for lawns, finding Cory.
Yeah.
Don't be a Bory, vote for Cory.
Let's put this one down.
You don't want that one?
No, that one.
Okay. Ooh, this is a good one. Cory, hallelujah.
I like that.
You know what? A guy your age, I think you're really going to like this. The never-ending Cory.
Oh, that.
Yes?
That one goes
okay. Tuesdays with Cory.
I like it.
Ooh, Cory Booker. He won't spend his whole presidency tweeting lies from the toilet. And finally, this is the one I think really, this is the one I think you should go with. Good enough for Rosario Dawson, good enough for you.
Oh, yeah.
Senator Cory Booker, everyone. He's running for president. We'll be right back with Chance the Rapper. Hi, I'm Jimmy Kimmel, and this is the Internet. I made it myself. Hit subscribe if you like it.